Hi everyone, I'm Shelly from There's No Place Like Home at redheadmom8.wordpress.com. I'm going to try to keep today's video a bit short because here in Pennsylvania we're in the middle of a heat wave and it is hot in here. Even with the air conditioning on, I am steaming. But I wanted to talk to you today about how to help your teen find balance between work and homeschooling, because it's something that really does arise an awful lot. Many times when a homeschooled student is in around 11th or 12th grade, they will often get a job. And what seems to happen a lot is that over time, depending on the number of hours that they get, they're not able to do as much of their homeschool assignments as their mom would like them to, or dad, depending on who homeschools them. They're not able to get as many of their assignments done. And it starts to become a power struggle. And a lot of times what happens is that the parent will say to the child, well, you know what? You really need to start keeping up with your homeschool assignments, because if you're not able to keep up, you're going to have to either cut back on your hours or quit your job. And this isn't even something that you see just in the homeschool environment. This also happens to kids in school. And what actually gave me the idea to do this video today was my kids were watching a TV show where it was a child who went to just like a regular public school, but they had an actual job that was taking up a lot of their time and they were making money, and someone actually said to them, hey, you know what, you're gonna have to quit if you can't start getting your schoolwork done, because your education is your most important thing. And I would not disagree with that education is the most important thing. But what I do disagree with is the whole premise that the only way to get an education is to sit down and do those school assignments. And that is where my advice to you may differ from what you were expecting. Because my advice to you, if you are finding that this is happening, rather than having your child quit their job, I would say to maybe give them a little bit lighter work on the days that they are working. And I know that it goes against instincts for a lot of people, because we've all been raised to believe that you have to do things a certain way, and when you're in high school, that's the time that you should really crack down on that bookwork. But the fact is that being out in the real world at a real job, interacting with real people, is a far greater education than any child could get from just sitting down and looking at the pages of a textbook. And you know, a lot of times people will equate school with the real world. They will say, well, how do homeschooled kids get to know about the real world if they don't go to school? But see, that's the thing. Kids who are put in school are taken out of the real world. That's what actually happens. The school is not the real world, and those assignments that are given to kids are not the real world. And so I know that there are a lot of kids who are preparing for college, and you might be worried about that. But I have to say, and I even talked about this in another one of my videos, that I was worried about that. Last year, I graduated my first homeschooler, and her senior year, she got a job. She was really getting a lot of hours, and I started freaking out at first because she was not getting all of her work done. And I was constantly badgering her about this. And she was just very laid back about it. And she's like, Mom, it's going to be okay. And over time, I saw that she was right, because being out in that workforce was giving her real life experience that she was never going to get from any of the assignments that I had written down on my lesson planner. And when it came time for her to take those college entrance exams, she did awesome. I mean, she was a little bit worried about how she was going to do on math, because math is something that she's never particularly enjoyed. So for about a week before she took those exams, those placement tests, she did go on math websites and she was brushing up on everything. But even the math, she scored better in that than her friends who go to public school and who were really, cracking down on that math every single day. And she was only doing it on the days that she had off, or the days that she didn't work as many hours. And I think that's something that we really need to understand as a society, is that real life trumps textbooks every time. And I know that there are going to be people who disagree with me about this, but I see this I saw this in my own life, and I have heard of this of so many other people. So I really, really want you to remember that. So anyway, if you have any questions or comments, you can leave one down below. If you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet and would like to hear more of what I have to say, I would love if you would do that. And I would also love if you would share this video, and I hope you have a great day.